I stood in my childhood bedroom, staring at the empty garment bag hanging on my closet door. The wedding dress I'd spent 8 months customizing, the one with the lace sleeves and pearl buttons, was gone. "She needed it more than you," my mother said from the doorway, not even having the decency to sound apologetic. "Olivia's wedding is in 3 weeks, and she fell in love with it. You can find another one. You always make things work." Yeah, I always did. Not anymore. I'm the older sister, the responsible one, the one who got a scholarship to state school while Olivia went to private college on mom and dad's dime, the one who worked 2 jobs to save for a car while Olivia got a brand new Honda for her 16th birthday. The one who learned to smile and nod when mom said, "You understand, right? Olivia just needs a little more help." For 28 years, I understood. My fiancé, Nathan, and I had been engaged for 7 months. We were planning a simple wedding in our hometown of Greenville, nothing extravagant, just family and close friends at the community hall by the lake. We were paying for everything ourselves, because that's what I always did, made it work on my own. The dress had been my one splurge. I'd found it at a boutique 2 towns over, and the moment I put it on, I felt like myself. Not the practical daughter, not the understanding sister, just me. Beautiful and worth celebrating. It cost $1,800, more than I'd ever spent on a single item of clothing. I'd paid in installments over 5 months, picking up extra shifts at the hospital where I worked as a nurse. When I finally brought it home, I hung it in my old bedroom at my parents' house. Mom had insisted, "Keep it here, sweetie. You don't want Nathan accidentally seeing it. Plus, I love having it here. Makes the wedding feel real." I should have known better. There were signs I didn't pay attention to. Mom asking detailed questions about the dress, the designer, the specific style number, where I'd bought it. Olivia stopping by my apartment more often, casually asking about wedding plans, about my dress, always with this strange intensity in her eyes. "I'm still looking for mine," she'd said one afternoon in March, scrolling through her phone while sitting on my couch. "Nothing feels right, you know? I want something special, unique." She'd gotten engaged 2 months after me, to a guy she'd been dating for 6 months. Tyler was nice enough, worked in finance, came from money. Their wedding was scheduled for June, mine for August. But Olivia's wedding had ballooned into this massive event, 200 guests, destination bachelorette party, custom invitations. Every time I talked to Mom, she was running some errand for Olivia's wedding. When I'd ask if she wanted to help with mine, she'd get vague. "Of course, honey, we'll find time. Things are just hectic with Olivia's coming up so soon." Right, hectic. I drove to my parents' house that Tuesday afternoon to pick up the dress. My final fitting was scheduled for Thursday, just small adjustments to the hem. The garment bag was gone. I checked the closet twice. Under the bed, in the guest room, panic started creeping up my throat. Mom was in the kitchen arranging flowers like it was any other Tuesday. "Mom, where's my dress?" She didn't even turn around. "Oh, I meant to call you about that." The casual tone stopped me cold. "Olivia came by on Sunday. She was so stressed about not finding a dress, and I mentioned yours was here. She tried it on, just for fun, you know, and sweetie, it fit her perfectly. She absolutely loved it." My mouth went dry. "What are you talking about?" "She needs it, Grace. Her wedding is in 3 weeks, and she's been looking for months. You have time to find another one. Your wedding isn't until August." The world tilted slightly. "That's my dress. I paid for that dress." "And I'll pay you back," Mom said, finally looking at me. Her expression was patient, like she was explaining something simple to a child. "Eventually." Things are tight right now with everything we're covering for Olivia's wedding. You're covering... I couldn't finish the sentence. You told me you couldn't help with my wedding because money was tight. It is tight. Do you know how much Olivia's venue costs? The catering alone. I don't care. My voice came out flat, controlled. I want my dress back. Mom's face hardened. Don't be selfish, Grace. You've always been the easy one, the one who doesn't make waves. Olivia needs this. She's having such a hard time, and this dress made her happy. You wouldn't want to ruin your sister's happiness, would you? I left without another word. I made it to my car before the shaking started. I sat in the driveway of my childhood home, hands gripping the steering wheel, trying to breathe through the pressure in my chest. Nathan called during my drive home. I don't remember what I told him, just that my voice was steady, weirdly steady. He was at my apartment when I arrived, having left work early. "Tell me what happened," he said quietly. So I did. All of it. Not just the dress, but years of it. The comparisons, the excuses, the constant understanding I was expected to perform. Nathan's jaw tightened. That's not okay. It's just how my family is. No, he took my hands. It's how your family treats you, and it's not okay. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about that dress, about the hours I'd worked to pay for it, about how happy I'd felt when I found it, about how easily my mother had given it away. The next morning, I called my grandmother. Grandma Helen was my dad's mother, sharp as ever at 79, and the only person in my family who had ever called out the favoritism. "I wondered when you'd finally hit your limit," she said after I told her about the dress. "Am I crazy? Am I being selfish? Grace, honey, you've been getting the short end of the stick your whole life. I've watched your mother do this. It's not right." Then she said something that changed everything. "Have you checked your trust fund recently?" I went still. "What trust fund?" "The one your grandfather set up for you and Olivia, $50,000 each, to be accessed at 25. You turned 25 3 years ago." I'd never heard about any trust fund. "Grandma, I don't know what you're talking about." Her silence was heavy. "I need to show you something. Can you come over?" At her house, Grandma pulled out a folder of documents. Bank statements, trust fund paperwork, all with my name on them. My trust fund had been established when I was 10. It should have had $50,000 plus interest. The current balance was $3,200.
What? How is this possible? Grandma's face was grim. Your mother is listed as the co-trustee until you officially claimed it. These statements show withdrawals going back 6 years. I scanned the pages. Regular withdrawals. $2,000 here, $5,000 there. The notations were vague. Educational expenses, medical costs, family emergency. Olivia's private school, I whispered, recognizing the timing. Her study abroad, her apartment in college. Grandma nodded. I suspected, but I didn't have access to the records. Your grandfather would be devastated. My hands trembled holding those papers. Almost $50,000. Gone. What about Olivia's trust? Grandma pulled out another statement. Olivia's trust fund, $54,780. Untouched. Growing with interest. The room felt airless. I'm so sorry, sweetheart, Grandma said softly. I should have checked sooner. I made copies of everything, backed them up to my cloud drive, sent copies to Nathan. Then I did something I'd never done before. I called a lawyer. The attorney, Jennifer Mills, was calm and direct. This is financial misappropriation. Because your mother was co-trustee, there are legal grounds for action. We can demand full repayment with interest and potentially pursue charges. I don't want to send my mother to jail. I just want what's mine. Understood. We'll start with a formal demand letter. While Jennifer drafted the letter, I did something else. I went back to that boutique 2 towns over. The owner, Carol, remembered me. I need to see your other dresses, the expensive ones. She raised an eyebrow, but led me to a private viewing room. The dress I found was stunning. Off the shoulder, silk and organza, hand-beaded bodice. It was the kind of dress I'd scrolled past online, never bothering to check the price because I knew it was out of reach. It cost $4,200. I'll take it. I used the credit card I'd been saving for emergencies. For once, I didn't care about being practical. Carol smiled. Your sister came in last week asking about your original dress. Wanted to know if we had another in her size. I told her it was a floor sample, and we only had one. She wasn't happy. She's wearing mine, I said quietly. Carol's expression shifted. That's why you're here? That's why I'm here? The legal demand letter was delivered to my parents 3 days later. It outlined the trust fund discrepancies and demanded full repayment within 60 days. Mom called immediately. I let it go to voicemail. Grace, what is this? You're threatening legal action against your own mother over a misunderstanding? That money went to family expenses. It helped you too. Call me back. This is ridiculous. I didn't call back. My dad called next. Gracie, please. Your mother made some mistakes with the paperwork, but we're family. We can work this out without lawyers. Did you know? Silence. Dad, did you know she was using my trust fund for Olivia?
It was complicated. We were going to pay it back. When? Before or after you paid for Olivia's $30,000 wedding? He had no answer. Olivia's wedding arrived. I didn't go. Instead, Nathan and I drove to the coast for the weekend. We had champagne on the beach and didn't check our phones. My wedding was 8 weeks later. Mom tried to come. I had sent her an invitation, after all. Despite everything, she was still my mother. But I'd also hired security, just in case. She showed up anyway, of course, and she brought Olivia. I was in the bridal suite when the coordinator informed me they were demanding to be let in. Nathan offered to handle it, but Grandma Helen beat him to it. Through the door, I heard her voice, steel-edged and clear. You gave away her dress. You stole her inheritance. You've spent 28 years making that girl feel like she was less important than her sister. You don't get to be here for this. She's my daughter. Then you should have acted like her mother. They left. I walked down that aisle in my $4,200 dress, and I felt like myself. Not the understanding daughter, not the easy one, just Grace, finally choosing herself. The legal case settled out of court. My parents agreed to repay the trust fund in full, $47,000 plus interest, through a structured payment plan. The first check arrived 3 weeks after my wedding. I later heard that Olivia's marriage was struggling. Turns out Tyler had expected her to contribute financially to their life, and she'd never had to manage money before. They separated after 14 months. I felt bad about that. Not satisfied, just sad. Mom sent me a card on my birthday 6 months later. Just a card, no note inside. I didn't respond. Dad and I talk occasionally, carefully, surface-level stuff. He's trying, in his way. Grandma Helen comes over for dinner every Sunday. She and Nathan gang up on me during board games, and she tells embarrassing stories from my childhood. The good ones, though. The ones where I'm enough exactly as I am. That wedding dress hangs in my closet now, preserved in a special bag. Sometimes Nathan asks if I regret spending so much on it. I don't. For 28 years, I made myself smaller so everyone else could be comfortable. I worked harder, asked for less, and convinced myself that understanding was the same thing as self-respect. That dress was the first time I chose myself, not because I wanted revenge, not to prove a point, because I deserved something beautiful. The trust fund money is in a separate account now. Nathan and I are using it for a down payment on a house. Our house. The one with the blue shutters and the garden space. I haven't spoken to my mother in over a year. Maybe someday I will. Maybe I won't. But I've stopped waiting for her to see my worth. I see it now. And that's enough.